Jesus, no be now.
Nobody in Ikotudo village ever needed to ask who the tailor was. You would hear her before you saw her.
Shift small. You want blind person so for uni?
That voice belonged to Nsikak, the shortest, loudest, and funniest looking tailor the village had ever produced. She was not beautiful in the usual sense, but she was unforgettable. Her legs curved like they were arguing with each other. Her eyes were big and always squinting behind oversized glasses that refused to stay on her nose. And her wrapper was forever tied too tight, making her walk like she was late for a fight. Nsikak's tailoring shop sat by the roadside, made of zinc sheets and old planks. The signboard hanging on top read, "Nsikak Fashion House, we sew all things." Some people suspected she added all things herself. Inside the shop, there was only one sewing machine, one wooden table, and one radio that never rested. The radio played loud, high-life music, competing with the pack sound of the sewing machine and Nsikak's mouth, which worked harder than both. "Leave her for me," she would shout at customers.
Leave her for me. I be tailor by destiny. I fit sew wedding gown, burial cloth, even cloth for pregnant goats.
People laughed, but they still brought their clothes. After all, nsikak was cheap, confident, and always available, even when she should not be. That week, trouble quietly entered her shop wearing different wrappers. First was Mama Eno, the food seller with a voice sharper than Pepe. She dropped her fabric on the table and warned,
"Nsikak, if this blouse not ready by Saturday, thunder go fire your machine."
Nsikak laughed and slapped her chest.
"Mama, go and sleep well. I don't already finish am for my head."
Next came Ekaite, the neat and elegant lady everyone admired. Nsikak looked at her cloth and nodded seriously, pretending to measure with her eyes.
"This one has small work. I go finish am sharp.
Finally, Chief Okon's messenger arrived, holding expensive fabric like it was a baby. Chief said this cloth must be perfect. He has a big event. Nsikak's eyes shone brighter than her machine oil. "Tell Chief to relax. His cloth is already safe in my spirit." By evening, her shop was full of fabric stacked like a mountain. Nsikak stood in the middle, hands on her waist, smiling proudly.
"I don't hammer. Money don't land though."
She did not notice the warning signs, the tired sewing machine, the dull needle, the fact that all the clothes were needed the same day. As night fell, Nsikak pressed the pedal and the machine suddenly made a strange sound. Krrrr, krrrr. Smoke curled into the air. Nsikak froze, stared at the machine and whispered,
"Jesus, no be now."
Nsikak stared at the dead sewing machine like it had personally betrayed her.
"After all I did for you, so you want to disgrace me?"
The machine did not answer. Smoke still hung in the air like bad news. She wiped sweat from her forehead, pushed her oversized glasses back up her nose, and sighed deeply. Then she did what Nsikak always did when trouble came.
"Relax, Nsikak. You are a woman of destiny. Machine cannot defeat you."
She poured a little oil inside the machine, shook it small, and pressed the pedal again. Bah, bah, bah. It worked. Nsikak screamed with joy. You see, fear no the catch champion. But the joy did not last long. She picked Mama Ino's fabric first. The measurements were written on a small paper, but Nsikak waved it aside. "I know Mama Ino since when she did sell akara. All her measurements dey my head." 2 minutes later, she had already cut the cloth too short. She stared at it, tilted her head, and nodded.
"Maybe her body don't reduce."
Next was Ekaite's dress. Nsikak carefully sewed one side, then stood up to stretch. She sat back down and unknowingly sewed the second sleeve tighter than the first. She noticed it, frowned, and shrugged. Fashion is art. By midnight, Nsikak's eyes were heavy. She leaned forward while sewing, and before she knew it, she slept off. The needle continued moving. Rrrr. Nsikak woke up with a shout and realized she had stitched part of her wrapper to Ekaite's dress. "Blood of Jesus," she yelled, tearing herself free. Morning came too fast. Mama-in-law appeared at the shop early, hands on her waist. "Nsikak, my cloth nko?" Nsikak smiled nervously. "Mama, go and eat first. Cloth no dey run." As Mama-in-law ruled grumbling, Nsikak rushed to iron the clothes. That was when another disaster happened. The pressing iron was too hot. Shh! A dark burn mark appeared on one fabric. Nsikak screamed again. "Who sent this iron message?" She quickly poured water on it and prayed. "God, I beg, turn this burn to design." By afternoon, lies had become Nsikak's best needle. She told Mama-in-law, "Your blouse is almost ready." She told Ekaite, "I'm just adding finishing touches." She told herself, "Everything is under control." Then a small boy arrived, panting. "Auntie Nsikak, Chief Okon said I should tell you something." Nsikak swallowed hard. "Say am."
Chief said if his cloth is not ready by tomorrow morning, there will be trouble.
The boy ran off. Nsikak looked at the pile of half-sewn, burnt, wrongly cut clothes. Her legs shook. Her glasses slipped down her nose. She screamed, rolled on the floor, and pretended to faint. But nobody came to help her. She opened one eye, sighed, and whispered, "Nsikak, you don't enter problem." Outside, villagers were already whispering, and trouble was walking towards her shop. That evening, Nsikak sat on a low stool in her shop, staring at the mountain of clothes like they were mocking her. Her sewing machine was quiet for once. Even the radio had gone silent, as if it too was tired of her problems. She sighed deeply. "God," she muttered, "I know say I talk too much, but abeg no shame me finish." Just then, someone cleared her throat at the entrance of the shop. "Good evening, auntie." Nsikak looked up and saw a thin young woman holding a faded piece of cloth. The girl's wrapper was old, her slippers had lost one side, and her eyes looked tired. The kind of tired that did not come from lack of sleep, but from too much life. "What do you want?" Nsikak asked, adjusting her glasses. The girl stepped inside timidly. "They said you are the tailor in this village. I need a simple dress for my husband's burial." Nsikak froze. "Burial?" The girl continued softly. "I don't have much money, but I will pay small. Nsikak opened her mouth to complain, but the words refused to come out. For a moment, she remembered herself years ago, when she had first learnt tailoring with a broken machine and borrowed needles. She clicked her tongue. You people and problem." She collected the cloth, looked at it, and sighed again. "Sit down." The girl's face brightened slightly. Nsikak took proper measurements, something she had not done in days. She slowed down, focused, and ignored the pile of other clothes staring at her. Her hands moved carefully, her eyes sharp. For the first time in a long while, Nsikak did not rush. Night fell, and Nsikak kept sewing. She even rejected sleep. When the dress was finished, she held it up and smiled. "It fits you well," she said proudly. The girl tried it on, and it fit perfectly. Tears filled the girl's eyes. "Thank you, auntie. How much?" Nsikak waved her hand. "Keep your money. Go and bury your husband with peace." The girl knelt down in gratitude. Nsikak quickly pulled her up. "Stand up before people see us and think I'm soft." After the girl left, Nsikak sat quietly for a moment. Then reality slapped her. She turned around. The unfinished clothes were still there. Mama-in-law's blouse, Ekaete's dress, Chief Okon's expensive fabric, all staring at her. Her heart dropped into her stomach. Morning did not wait for Nsikak to finish panicking. Before the sun fully rose, Ikotudo village was already awake. Women swept their compounds, children chased one another, and gossip moved faster than fire. Nsikak stood in her shop, looking like a woman going to war without a weapon. Her wrapper was tied wrongly, her glasses were crooked, and her face showed that she had not slept at all. She picked Mama-in-law's blouse first. This one, it go manage," she muttered. Mama-in-law arrived with full confidence and wore the blouse right there in the shop. The moment she tried to raise her hands, the blouse made a loud sound. It tore. The shop went silent. Mama Eno screamed, "Nsikak, you want to kill me with shame?" Before Nsikak could apologize, Ekaete walked in. She wore her dress and smiled until she tried to walk. One sleeve was tight, the other was loose. She turned slowly and asked calmly, "Nsikak, is this fashion or punishment?" Nsikak's face turned red. "Ekaete, just walk gently." That was when Chief Okon arrived. The village seemed to freeze as his convoy stopped in front of the shop. He entered with his cap tilted dangerously low. Nsikak handed him his outfit with shaking hands. He wore it. The cloth was too short. Chief Okon removed the cloth slowly. He stared at Nsikak like thunder was living inside his eyes. So this is the destiny tailoring you promised? Nsikak opened her mouth. No lie came out. Nsikak's legs shook. She dropped to her knees. "I am sorry. I wanted to do everything. I failed." Chief Okon raised his hand. "Enough." He turned to the elders, who had now arrived. "We will settle this properly." The elders looked at Nsikak, then at the crowd. One of them cleared his throat. "Nsikak, come forward." Nsikak stood, her head bowed, her glasses finally resting where they should be, as if even they knew this was not the time to misbehave. The villagers formed a wide circle around her shop. Nobody laughed now. Even Mama Eno folded her arms and waited. One elder stepped forward with his walking stick tapping the ground. "Nsikak, why did you collect more work than you could handle?" Nsikak swallowed. For the first time since she opened her mouth in this village, she did not brag. "I was greedy," she said quietly, "and proud. I wanted money and praise." Murmurs spread. The elder nodded. "You promised what you could not deliver. That is lying." Nsikak wiped her face. "Yes, sir." Chief Okon cleared his throat. "You embarrassed me publicly. Why should we forgive you?" Nsikak raised her head slowly. "Because I am wrong, not because I am clever." The crowd gasped softly. Before the elders could respond, a small voice spoke from behind. "She is not a bad person." Everyone turned. It was the young widow from the previous night. She stepped forward, wearing the simple black dress Nsikak had sewn. It fit her perfectly. "She sewed this for me for free," the woman said. "I had no money. She stayed awake all night to help me." The elders exchanged looks. Mama Eno sighed loudly. This Nsikak, trouble and kindness, they follow her like twin. One elder smiled slightly. "We have seen your heart and your mistake." The verdict came quickly. Nsikak was ordered to refund money, publicly apologize, and close her shop for one market week to learn humility. She accepted everything without argument. After the punishment, Nsikak stood in the village square and bowed deeply. "I am sorry," she said. "From today, I will take only what I can finish." The villagers nodded. Weeks later, Nsikak reopened her shop. This time, her signboard had changed. Nsikak Fashion House, we sew small but well. People laughed, but they still came. Nsikak now measured properly. She talked less, well, almost less. And any time she felt like boasting, she remembered the day the whole village laughed and the night she chose kindness over money.
Thanks for watching. Every story carries a lesson. Don't miss the next one. Subscribe and join our storytelling family.